Hello, I'm Rachel or YogiFleeman, and the practice that we're going to do today focuses a lot on our ankles. So our ankles can often be neglected, and seeing as they are the thing that help support our bodies in all our standing postures, it's important to give them a little bit of focus, especially if you do sports like running or tennis or anything like that. Making sure that we've got strong and mobile ankles is really important. So we're going to start lying down on the mat, so if you'd like to come and join me. We're going to start lying down on our backs, facing up. So keep your knees bent, keep your feet on the floor, rolling down your spine, coming to lie, facing up with your palms by your sides. Palms facing up, chin a little bit tucked. Nice flat back on the mat, maybe closing your eyes here. Relaxing your knees in towards each other. Just taking a moment to settle. Begin to zone into your breath. Feel that breath entering your body. Your ribcage expanding, and as you exhale, feel your ribcage fall, feel your body heavy on the mat. Try and slow the rate of that inhalation and exhalation. And then on your next inhale, I'd like you to take a really deep breath in. Fill your lungs with oxygen. Feel your ribcage expand. Hold it for a second at the top of that breath before you exhale nice and slowly and completely feeling your body heavy on the mat. Then on your next inhale, bring your arms overhead, point your fingers away, suck your belly in, feel that stretch into your shoulders. Feel your lower back on the floor, engaging your core muscles. And then exhale, bring your hands over your knees, so bringing your knees in towards your chest, hug them in towards you, maybe rock from side to side. We're going to bring a little bit of movement into our feet here. So I want you to keep your hands on your knees. You're going to point your toes. It's a nice strong point of the toes. And then flexing the feet. So bring your toes back towards your knees, heels pointing away. And inhale, point your toes. Exhale, flexing the feet. Inhale, pointing the toes. Exhale, flexing the feet. Do a couple more of those. Feeling that start to bring the movement into your ankles. So from here we're going to cross our legs. So right leg over left, holding onto the tops of your feet. Push your left shin into your right calf. Your feet into your hands, just to feel that stretch through the tops of your feet into your ankles, into your shins. Breathing here and release, come back to center. Then cross left leg over right, again holding onto the tops of your feet, pushing those feet into the hands, right shin into left calf, feeling that stretch down the tops of your legs. And release, bring your hands back to your knees. Inhale, and as you exhale, hug those knees in towards you. Bring the sole of your left foot onto the floor, knee bent, both hands around your right kneecap. Inhale and exhale, draw that knee in towards you again. And then beginning to rotate the foot at the ankle. Nice, big, deliberate rotations of the foot. And then change the direction of the rotation of the foot. Then holding onto your hamstring, I want you to inhale and raise your foot up towards the ceiling. I'm going to point the toe here. And I want you to try and let go of your leg and see if you can write your name with your toe in the air. So if you have a really long name, you might be here a little bit longer than me. And then going backwards, see if you can write that name backwards. It's a bit of a challenge for your brain as well. Working it into your ankles. Then exhale, draw that knee in. and release. Swapping legs, bring your left leg up now, hands around that left kneecap. Inhale and exhale, draw that knee a little bit closer in towards you. I'm beginning to rotate that left foot at the ankle now. Nice big rotations of the foot, nice and slow. We're not in a rush here. Seeing how your ankle feels throughout that range of movement and changing the direction of the rotation of the foot. And inhale, raise the sole of your left foot up to the ceiling, hands around your hamstring. Then letting go of your leg, begin to write your name with your left foot in the air. You might find one side harder than the other. Try and write it backwards. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And exhale, release that knee, bending it in towards you, and foot onto the mat, back down. You need to roll over onto your side now, planting your hand, and help yourself up to sit. Bring your legs round behind, and we're going to come into a tabletop position. So hands underneath shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, middle finger, the hand pointing forwards, knees underneath hips. Keep that belly sucked in, nice flat back. So we're going to come into a half dog position. So tuck the toes behind, pushing into your hands. So pushing into the base of your middle finger, forefinger and thumb. A little bit of grip in your fingertips and strong arms as we push up and back. Seat bones into the air. Nice bend of the knees. Thighs in towards your chest. Head dropping down, looking towards the back of your mat. Towards your feet. Begin to feel that stretch a little bit into your ankles here. You can bring your weight one side and then the other. Feel the weight through your right foot and then your left, down your ankles and the backs of your legs. And release your knees to the mat. Bring your knees nice and wide, big toes together, sitting back onto your heels into extended child's pose. Inhale, coming up. So we're going to come into a full downward facing dog this time. So bring your hands a little bit further forward. Again, thinking about that weight going through the base of your middle finger, forefinger and thumb. Tuck behind, nice strong arms pushing up, seat bones into the air. Up and back. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more this time. Keeping a soft knee. Maybe beginning to paddle the feet. Feeling that stretch down the backs of your legs into your ankles. Make sure you're pushing into your hands to create that nice line from your fingertips to your tailbone, looking towards your feet. Maybe linger one side and swap the other. And bringing your knees down, knees nice and wide, toes together, coming back into that extended child's pose again. And here for a moment, you might want to shake your wrists out a little bit. And walk your hands up towards you until you can come to sit on your heels. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to come up into a forward fold this time. So coming back forwards, hands further forwards than your shoulders, pushing it into those hands, tuck the toes, lifting your seat bones up towards the ceiling. Up and back, nice straight body line, head relaxes down towards the floor. Maybe bringing both heels down now. Doesn't matter if they don't get onto the floor, as long as you can feel that stretch down the backs of the legs and releasing down towards the floor. Walking your hands in towards your feet, keeping your knees nice and bent until your heels can find the floor, folding over those bent legs, so nice bent knees. Folding over, trying to relax the top of your head down towards the floor. From here, I want you to rock slightly backwards and forwards in your feet. See how that changes the stretch down your legs. Strengthen your ankles, supporting your body. Then maybe begin to straighten your legs. See how that changes the stretch. Again, rocking backwards and forwards. Releasing your hands to the floor, bend your knees. You're going to walk back forwards. lifting your heels until your knees find the mat. Knees nice and wide, big toes together, sitting back into that extended child's pose. Walking your hands up towards your knees. Bring your knees in together, sitting back on your heels. So if you find this uncomfortable, you can grab some books and put them in between your feet. So bringing your feet a little bit further apart, knees together, sitting back on books. So sitting back on your heels, sitting on those books, if that makes it more comfortable. And we're going to do some dynamic movements up and down just to work into the strength of our heels. So I want you to inhale, raise your seat bones, and try and create a nice line from the top of your head all the way to those knees. So keep your tummy tucked in, proud chest, hands on your hips, and tuck your toes behind, heels up in the air. You're going to inhale here, and as you exhale, begin to lower your legs down towards your heels. Feel your toes pressing into the mat. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, and this time I'm going to bring the tops of the feet flat on the mat. So tuck your toes behind, pushing your feet into the mat. Inhale here and exhale coming down. Make sure the tops of those feet are still pressing in the mat. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. I'm going to bring our hands either side of our legs now and bring a little bit of stretch into your shins and your ankles. So I want you to lean forwards and then pushing your hands into the mat, begin to lift your left knee off the floor. Feel that left top of the foot engage with the mat, feeling that stretch down the top of the foot into the shin and release. Inhale, raise it off the mat. And exhale, release. Inhale, raise it off the mat. And exhale, release. So I'm going to do right leg now. Again, doing the same thing. So pushing hands into the mat, lifting your right leg, top of the right foot. Engage with the mat, feeling that stretch down the right shin, into the right top of the foot, and release. Inhale, raising it up. Exhale, release. Inhale, raising it up. Exhale, release. Inhale, raising it up. And exhale, release. So you can do the same again, or you can bring your hands behind onto your fingertips. And I want you to inhale and slightly begin to lean back onto your feet, feeling your knees coming off the mat. So we're working into both feet now. Exhale, come forwards, knees on the mat. Coming back into it. Stretch into the tops of the feet and back. So you'll find just doing one leg at a time if that's what you'd rather. And coming down, hands in front of you. Coming underneath, tap your toes. Pushing back into that downward facing dog. Working out those feet in the opposite direction, so there's a bit of a pad with the feet. And then walking your feet in, you're going to come down to sit. So from here, we're going to come into a Hindi squat. So if you struggle with the flexibility in your ankles and the strength, then you're in the right place, but we could do with some books to help us with this. So I want you to bring your book onto the mat, or if you have blocks, then you can sit on those. Bring them onto the mat and bring your bum on top of them. So coming to sit on your books, bring your feet out in front of you. Work your feet as close in to your bum as you can, trying to find a nice straight line down your back, nice strong core, proud sternum. So if you really struggle here to get your feet in towards your seat bones, try raising up with another buck. See how that feels. You need to inhale here, extend out your waist, and as you exhale, fall forwards. Try to keep those knees back, folding through your legs, hands on your knees to help you come through. And then maybe bringing the tops of your arms, the other side of your knees, into a Hindi squat. So pushing the tops of your arms into your knees to feel that stretch into your hips. Then from here, you can maybe begin to rock forwards. Inhale, exhale, rock back. So we're just gently raising the seat off the buttocks so that we can feel that stretch into the ankles, working into the strength of our ankles. So inhale forwards and exhale back. Trying to keep those heels on the floor as you come forwards. Inhale forwards, exhale back. And then this time, let's see if we can hold it in that Hindi squat. So pushing the tops of the arms into the knees. Inhale forwards, exhale here, holding it here, feeling the strength in your feet, pushing through your heels, base of the little toe, base of the big toe, nice strong support through those ankles into your legs, and release, holding onto your knees, bring them out in front of you, shuffling your bum onto the mat, if it's not already there, bringing the buttocks out to the sides. Now we're going to lie back on our mat, keeping our knees nice and bent, rolling down onto the mat, hands by our sides, relaxing here. You can bring your feet together, knees apart, allowing your legs to fall out to the sides, helping to relieve some of that build-up of the tension that you might have found in your legs in that Hindi squat. Bring your knees, hands outside of your knees, bring them back up to center, bring your feet apart, relaxing your knees in towards each other, hands by your sides, and relaxing back on the mat. Breathing nice and slowly and deeply here. I want you to bring your hands by your sides, your feet in towards each other. Inhale, and as you exhale, allow your knees to fall over to the left side. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Feeling a twist down your spine. Inhale back to center. And exhale, knees down to the right side, looking over that left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Bring your knees in towards your chest, hands around your kneecaps. Give yourself a hug in, maybe rock from side to side. And then rolling your knees over to lie all the way over onto your side. Settling here for a moment before you push up with that hand to help yourself to come back up to sit on your mat in a cross-legged position. Bring your hands by your sides. Inhale your arms up to overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today, and if you have any comments or feedback, please let me know in the comment section below. Maybe give me a thumbs up or a subscribe if you'd like to see more of these videos. Thank you. Namaste.